Are you? Darling. Oh, darling. Oh, well. Are you? Darling. Oh, darling. Oh, well.
So a lot of you are asking how to get my first client. You have a skill, you know that you can do some things with those skills, you know that it's practically applicable, and now you're looking for a client. Most people go to freelancing platforms and, just wait for some time, bid on one, two projects, and then just give up. They're like, hey, clients to mil hi nahi raha hai. I don't think I'll be able to do this. I don't think I'm capable enough. I don't think I'll be able to earn money at all using freelancing. So today I thought let's share 3 ways of finding your very first client. And remember, finding your first client is the hardest part. Once you find your very first client, scaling up becomes easier. So finding your 10th client or finding your 50th client is much, much easier compared to finding your very first client. So today I'm going to share a couple of ways by which you can, get your very first client, and let's get started. Now, always remember, in India, small Indian businessmen would not pay you. They do not have enough money, they don't earn enough to pay for services that you offer, right? So what I usually recommend people is to either target funded startups in India, people who have capital, or target US or European startups and small sized and medium sized businesses, because these are the people who can afford your service ultimately, right? So always keep this in mind. Know who can afford your service and know who cannot afford your service. It's totally fine if you work for free for someone who can afford your service, right? For example, you can work for free for a month, and then the second month you can ask for money from a funded startup. But if you do the same with a small Indian businessman, if you work for free for the first month and then the second month if you ask for money, they'll be like, no, I'm not going to pay because I don't have money in the first place. So know whom to target, right? The very first way of finding your client is through directly contacting them, right? Now, there are a couple of websites like AngelList and Crunchbase which help you scan startups. They'll tell you which startup got funded, which startup has the most number of employees, and which startup has capital to pay freelancers. Now, always start targeting small and medium-sized businesses, because targeting large businesses like, say, Aditya Birla Group or Mahindra is not going to work because they are too big to hire you. Right? So always try targeting small and medium businesses who might actually require service. For example, if a startup recently got funded, they'll be spending a lot on content. They'll be spending a lot on content writing or graphic design, social media, things like that. So if you're into that space, you can quickly contact them and offer your service. Essentially, this is how it works. You'll have to find the startup using some websites like AngelList and Crunchbase. And later on, we'll be using LinkedIn to find the email address of the person we need to contact. And then we'll write a cold email to that particular person. Here's how the process looks like. Alright guys, so right now I'm going to share a couple of websites that you can use to find funded startups and also some businesses in Europe and the US. The very first site we're going to use is called AngelList. I'll leave the description. I'll leave the link in the description down below. And once you go there, you can specify what particular job you want, right? So if I'm a backend engineer, I'll just type in backend engineer, and then I can type in the location. So Goa, or if it's Mumbai, I can type in Mumbai. Say San Francisco. Right? So once I type in these results, once I type in these locations, I can see a couple of results. And then I can also see some information about how the company is. This company has 500 employees, which means it's quite a big company. And maybe you might not have the credibility to apply to a huge company at this point in time because it's your first client. So I'll look for a smaller company which has like 51 to 200 employees and click on it. I'll be able to see how much money they've raised. They've raised $500 million, which is quite a lot of money, right? So I'm pretty sure they can afford your services for sure. Now I can go to their LinkedIn. So there are 2 ways. If you want a job, you can directly apply. But if you just want to freelance, then maybe you can try contacting the relevant person over there. For example, right now they're hiring a backend engineer. So let's see how their LinkedIn looks like. Once I go to their LinkedIn, I can see that 2 people from my school were hired. So what that means is I can contact one of these guys and be like, hey, can you put me in touch with your hiring department? Or can you put me in touch with, the person who would accept freelancers, the person who would, approve freelancers. I'll also take a look at their employees. And as you can see, you have executive chairman, co-founder, director, all of these folks. Now, you need to find out who is the right person you got to contact, right? For example, if I'm doing a graphic design, gig, then I have to contact someone in the designing department, right? So you got to figure that out. And the thing with really huge companies is that they might not always need your service. So get ready to get rejected. You might get rejected like a 50 times, but the 51st time might be your very first client. So right now, maybe I'll just contact the global talent acquisition partner and either message them directly, or there's an extension called SalesQL. All right, I found the email address. I just copy the email address and email them saying, hey, I'm Harish. I know backend. This is my portfolio. These are the things I've done in the past. And this is how I can contribute to your company. Now, always remember, do some research about the company. So go to Funbox and see what they actually do. It's a way of simplifying businesses. So it's a fintech company. See how you can offer their services. See if they can actually benefit from what you offer. And then write a personalized email to their global talent acquisition partner asking for either a job or a freelancing gig at their company. And more often than not, you'll get rejected. So get ready for that. But at the same time, do not give up. That's the secret to freelancing. You got to apply to a lot of startups, a lot of companies before getting accepted at one place. Now, there are other websites which offer similar services. There's European startup list called the Seed Table, which has a list of all startups in different cities. For example, in Germany, I can see 115 startups in Berlin. So I can just click on it. I can see some information about what the startup does and how big the startup is. You can see it says LinkedIn, so I just go to the LinkedIn profile and I'll follow the same principle that I told you before. I find who's the right person to contact. I'll get their email address, mail them saying, hey, this is what I do. This is how I can contribute to what you're doing, and see if we can offer some value through whatever skills you have. And then there's another website called YC List. If you guys don't know, Y Combinator is one of the largest startup accelerators out there, and they have a list of some amazing startups. So you have the website URL. Do the same technique. Go to LinkedIn, find who's the right person to contact, and email them. Only if you can offer value. Do not simply email them saying, "Hey, give me a job." That's very irrelevant. No one's going to respond back. Do some research about who the company is, what they do, and then send the email. There's another website called Crunchbase. Similar principle, just make an account and you can see, how much the company has raised, who works there, what's their LinkedIn profile, and things like that. So this is the direct method of contacting people. I hope it helped you guys, and hopefully you can start contacting few good startups. When you're starting out, try contacting small startups because they might need an extra hand compared to bigger startups because they already have enough people who can sort of help them out. So try targeting small startups, maybe startups that have 10-20 people working, and then eventually as you become more professional, you can start contacting bigger companies. I hope this helped you guys, and yeah, get to work. Always do not give up. Always remember that you have to contact a large number of people before you get accepted at one place.